Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the Beauty Brand Superstars tag. I'm creating this tag today and I hope it really catches on because I feel like it could be really helpful to viewers and YouTube creators as well. The purpose of this tag is to give you guys some superstar standout products from brands that we like. I came up with the idea of this tag because a couple weeks ago I did a video on brands I wish I hadn't waited so long to try. I'll link that below. And I was thinking about some of those brands and how a lot of the reason why I didn't try them initially is because of access. I had to mail order those products and I really didn't know where to start. I didn't know what couple of products I wanted to try first from those particular brands. And even walking through, say, Ulta, and I'll see a brand that is maybe new to me or that I've never tried, say Catrice or something like that, and I just get overwhelmed and I'll walk by it 50 times and I just won't ever pick up anything because I just don't know where to start and I can't really remember what people say they like from the brand because I've watched so many different videos on it and so many people talk about so many random things. So then I just never end up trying anything from any of these brands that I'm curious about. So this video will hopefully give you guys an idea of what our favorite couple of products are from certain brands that we picked. So I have a list of brands here that I've chosen and I'm going to give you my top 1 or 2 picks from each brand that I think would be a good starting point to try from that brand first, or just products that I really think are standouts from this particular brand, in my opinion. If you do this tag, you don't have to choose the brands that I chose. Choose your own brands because that would be helpful for those of us who have never tried those brands before to have a couple products to start with. I'm going to put a few people down below in the description box that I tag. I hate tagging specific people because I always feel like I leave somebody out. So if for some reason you know that I love you and I comment in your videos and I don't tag you, it's not because I don't love you. It's just because my brain doesn't function the way it should sometimes and I just forget. So if you are a YouTube creator, please do this tag. I would love for it to spread because I really think it could help out YouTube creators when they're wanting to try new things and pick and choose certain things. And I think it could also help viewers pick and choose from a few things from brands that they're wanting to try. Before we get into this, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're notified when I upload. Some people say that they're subscribed to me, but they're not getting notified. Hitting that bell really helps that. And go ahead and thumbs up this video as well, and we can get into it. The first brand that I'm going to talk about is Charlotte Tilbury. I mentioned this one because this is a brand that is very top of mind to me because I did mention it in the brands that I wish I had tried sooner video. And I didn't try it for a long time because I didn't know where to start. I feel like everybody loves everything from that brand. I did start with her face palettes. I do think that they're great and they're very unique to her. I think a great place to start is with her face powder. I've been raving about this a ton lately. This is her Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. I have it in the shade Fair. I am not fair skinned. I am light to medium. I got this in a lighter tone so that I could set my makeup. You can set with it, you can finish your makeup with it. It is the most finely milled powder. It does airbrush your skin. It's so beautiful. I can use it under my eyes. I can use it all over my face. I have oily combination skin. I am over 40, so I look for powders that don't emphasize my pores or fine lines and that set my makeup well enough so that I don't have to touch up soon after I set my makeup. Another product that I will recommend from her are her lip liners. I always thought a lip liner is a lip liner. Why am I gonna really need her lip liners? They're really good. And her shades are really nice too. You have Iconic Nude and Pillow Talk. Iconic Nude is a more natural color for me. Some people with a pinkier lip color than mine like Pillow Talk for a more natural nude color, but it does lean on the pinkier side. Although Iconic Nude looks brown there, it really is a nice natural lip color. And these really do give you a creamy feel and they adhere to the lips nicely and they fill in. They're just a great lip liner. That's what I would say start with, in my personal opinion. I'm gonna go drugstore next because it can get a little overwhelming even walking in the drugstore, not knowing what you wanna get from certain brands. And I'm going with Maybelline because I have really grown to love Maybelline overall. But in my opinion, Maybelline mascaras are where it's at. I would start there. Two are not here that I use regularly. That's the Lash Sensational and the Colossal. I use those in the waterproof form as a first base coat to keep my lashes curled. They're both in my empties bin. I need to do an empties very soon. And the Lash Discovery Waterproof is my bottom lash mascara because the wand is very, very small and thin. It's perfect for the bottom lashes. The Total Temptation mascara is a new favorite as well. The Full and Soft, Rocket Volume Express, I like that one for fullness, and the Falsies is a great one too for fullness and volume. I just think that's really where they shine if you're wanting to try something from Maybelline. And another product that I think is fantastic from Maybelline is the Matte and Poreless Foundation. And they do have a dewy version of this. I am blanking on the name right now. Both are fantastic, and I think they rival high-end foundations in every way. I don't think you can go wrong with mascara or the dewy or matte version of this Fit Me foundation. I would definitely try those products from Maybelline. It's hard for me to narrow down Laura Mercier because I've been a Laura Mercier fan for 20 something years. I really had to think about this one a lot. Some of her products have changed over the years. Some products that I would have said yay to years ago, they've reformulated and changed, and I no longer say that. But one product that actually is fairly new over the past few years is her Matte Radiance Baked Powder. This is actually a highlight, and it's the most subtle everyday highlight that you could get. If you are one that wants to wear a highlight but you don't want a glaring over the top highlight, you cannot go wrong with this. It's absolutely beautiful. I personally love her Secret Brightening Powder. This has been a staple for me for 20 something years. I just mentioned this in another video recently. I just love it. I don't wear this all the time because I'm constantly trying out other under eye powders, and sometimes I set with the Charlotte Tilbury. But if you want something that sets your under eye area, if you have texture and you don't want something that's going to emphasize that texture, but you want something that's also brightening. It's very finely milled. It's not the same as setting with her translucent powder at all. It's just a really, really nice powder. I know that Too Faced has a lot of different products and a lot of different types of products, and I like many of them, but in the interest of appealing to all different skin types and yada, 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 I just stuck with two palettes that I think are really great. So depending on what you want from a palette and what size, I'm just going to talk about both of these, but I don't think that you can go wrong with either. I held off on one of these unnecessarily because I ended up really loving it, and that is the Sweet Peach palette. I kind of thought it was gimmicky, but I love it. It's a great palette. It has a nice mix of mattes and shimmers. You can get a neutral look. You can have punches of color. Even the punches of color are wearable in this. What I look for in a palette is a nice range of dark to light. I want a highlight, some mid-range mattes that I can use as transitions and crease colors, some accents of shimmers, and I love having darker shades, even if they're slightly shimmery, that I can line with as well. And this palette has it all in it. This is a standout product from Too Faced for me. People used to talk about this all the time, but with the influx of all the palettes that come out, it's just gotten pushed to the side. And that's the Too Faced Natural Eyes palette. I think they're repackaging this summer. I love this palette. It's just not talked about anymore, and I don't think that you can go wrong with this for any type of eye look that you want. You can get a dramatic eye look, you can get a subtle eye look, you can get a work eye look, anything you want. And you can see I'm about to hit pan on this shadow. What is this called? Erotica right here. I line with this shadow all the time. It's not too warm, it's not too cool. It's got a little bit of everything in there. If you were just looking to try something new from Too Faced, or if you're looking to try them for the first time, I wouldn't hesitate to get either one of those. Back to the drugstore. Number 7, both of their powders, their loose translucent perfect light powder and their pressed translucent perfect light powder, are fantastic. They're high-end quality at a drugstore price. It's a really, really good powder. This is a smooth powder, and it does, again, set under the eyes. It sets the face. It really does a good job at both. And the quality, I mean, this is not chintzy. And it's also got a nice big mirror. I don't know if you can see that at all. I have been pleasantly surprised. There was a phase where I was just using this loose powder. It is beige, but it doesn't change the color of your makeup whatsoever. I use and try a lot of powders, and this one has made the cut for me. It's really, really good at setting my makeup, and the pressed is really, really good at touching up with during the day. So they're kind of a good duo to have. I went from thinking, how on earth can Becca highlighters be any better than any other highlighters? Their shimmering skin perfectors, the pressed version, are some of the best highlighters I have ever touched or used. This is the outer packaging right here. This is the rose quartz. I have Prosecco Pop, Opal, Vanilla Quartz, Rose Quartz, and what is this one? Golden Mint. And then I have some in palettes. They have Opal in here, Rose Quartz, Icicle, and this Après Ski palette that I got this holiday season. You know, I'm kind of digressing because there's also a blush and a bronzer in this palette. If you could get your hands on a palette, their bronzers and blushes are great too. If you like highlighters at all and you want something a little bit more than the Laura Mercier, but still not too apparent on the skin, they just give you that beautiful glow. You can build it up, you can make it more subtle. They're just really beautiful. This is that rose or smoky quartz right here. And this is the vanilla. I don't think the vanilla swatched as well, but it looks beautiful on the skin. They're really just stunning, and it's a great place to start with Becca, or a great place to add to your Becca collection for sure. Last brand, MAC. MAC has been around forever, and I feel like they have come and gone in and out of people's loves. I'm not sure if there's many people that have not tried MAC, but there may be people that haven't tried them in a while because they don't really love the lipstick formula. A lot of people think it's drying. There are a lot that are drying, or they're using other shadows and they're kind of over a lot of the MAC products, or they have all the MAC products that they want to have. So I wanted to talk about a couple of things that I definitely think are worth having. This isn't new, but I talk about it a lot because I really think that it's worth having. And that is the Mineralized Skinfinish Natural. I use the shade Medium Plus. And if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you know that I use this product. I think this is my third one. I use this as a finishing powder. This is probably my favorite finishing powder that I use. I just dust it on lightly with a brush after I finish all of my makeup, and it just gives it an airbrush finish. I've also used it as just a light powder foundation. It's just a really, really pretty product. It gives a really beautiful airbrush finish look to the skin. It's lightweight. It has almost a sheen to it, but it's an airbrush sheen, and it doesn't make my oily skin oilier. I think that that's a great product to have from MAC in your collection. If you're one that feels like you've tried MAC lipsticks, you're over it, they're drying, give the MAC Lip Tensities a shot. Or if you've never tried MAC lipsticks because you felt like they would be too drying. I rave about these all the time. I bought a couple of reds in this formulation because it's the perfect lipstick formulation to have a red. They're the closest thing to having a liquid lipstick formulation in lipstick form, except they're not drying. That's how I would describe these. They last on the lips, they're creamy, they are opaque, and I don't have to keep reapplying them all day. I mean, yeah, maybe 1 or 2 times, but they wear away gracefully when they do wear away. This is in the shade Dough. It's just so pretty, and it's not drying. I think these are a definite standout superstar in the MAC line, and people just don't talk about them like they used to. They did release several new colors somewhat recently. I wanted to give those a shout out for sure. If you don't have those, or you're looking for something to try, give those a try. Find a color and give it a try, and let me know what you think. I think that's it. That is it for me, and those are the brands that I wanted to talk about, and the few products from each of those brands that I think would be good to start with or to add to your collection if you are looking at those particular brands. So if you have a channel, I would love for you to do this tag. I hope people like this tag. If you're not following my channel, please hit that subscribe button and subscribe, become a part of the family. And if you're not following me on social media, join the community over there too, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Snapchat. I would love to have you over there as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.